Yep, haven't done one of these in a while. You guys asked for it. Here it is, the GBUUO Good, Bad, Ugly, Underrated, and Overrated. Today, of course, the house of Mancera. Let's do it. What is up, FragFam? Max Forti again. I know you guys always ask for these good, bad, ugly, underrated, and overrated videos. I know you guys like them. I try to pump them out as much as I can. However, they're very laborious. They're very time consuming. When I put these videos together, it's a lot of research. You got to go through every one of those offerings. It's not as easy as I'd like to be. I'd like to be able to do these every week, but I'll try to put them out as much as I can. I've done quite a few. There's a playlist, which I'll link below. You guys can definitely check it out. I think I've done over 12 or 14 of these, so definitely check it out. And some of these I'm going to redo. A lot of people asking me to redo the good, bad, ugly, underrated, overrated from the house of Tom Ford, so I'm definitely going to do that. Some people have asked me to redo the Parfums de Marly one, since they've I've done it 2.5 years ago, and since then they have released a whole bunch of different new ones that I haven't talked about. But needless to say, I will do version 2.0 of some of those GBUs. Let me know which ones you guys want to see, and of course I'll take tally from the ones that you guys want to see going forward. If there's any exclusive houses, private blends, so forth and so on, guys, comment below. I'll check it out. I'll definitely oblige. Please don't forget to share your support. It's very simple, guys. It doesn't cost a penny, and it does help the channel an awful lot. Of course, hit that like button, which helps the algorithms. Don't forget to hit that subscriber button, which really helps the engagement with the channel. And furthermore, guys, if you don't want to miss a thing, you want to be always in tune with what's going on in the fragrance world, new releases, reviews, giveaways, anything and everything fragrance related that happens on this channel, guys. Of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you guys never miss a thing. All right, so the history of this particular house, Mancera, starts back in 2003 with the creation of Montal Parfums. Fast forward 5 years later, Pierre Montal creates Mancera fragrances with his daughter Amélie. When I do compare both brands, Montal fragrances along with Mancera fragrances side by side, I think they share a lot of similarities when it comes to some of their fragrances. However, I think Montal really focuses on dark, deeper, resinous, very beast mode, very long-lasting, dark kind of fragrances, as opposed to Mancera, which I think are very smooth, refined, and easier to wear fragrances. I think more mass appealing, as opposed to more daring and unique fragrances that you're going to find with Montal offerings. Needless to say, both brands have somewhat synthetics and somewhat natural ingredients, but I think they're blended very well. There's, of course, some that I like more than others, hence the fact that I own 12 bottles from Mancera and about 8 bottles, if I'm not mistaken, from Montal. All right, guys, so without any further ado, let's jump into the 12 offerings that I have from the house of Mancera so that I can give you guys the good, the bad, the ugly, the underrated, and most overrated from the house, from the blends that I own. So from the 12 fragrances I own from Mancera, I will go through them chronologically in the order that they were released. Roses Vanille is from their White Sensual collection. Mancera has different collections within the brand, and again, this is from the White Sensual collection, hence the white sticker, the white label. This is from 2011. If you're into Oriental vanilla scents with rose, this one here is blended to perfection. It's really supple, really smooth, very velvety. Composition is just to die for. Again, if you're a fan of roses and vanilla, this is one that you cannot dismiss. Definitely check this one out. The second one we're going to take a look at here is also from 2011, however, from a different collection within the brand. It's called the Gold Voluptuous collection, hence the gold sticker here. This is called Wild Fruits. Now, Wild Fruits resembles Silver Mountain Water from Creed, as well as Mephisto from Serjoff. The difference here is this is a little fruitier when you compare it to the other two that I just talked about, and it does not have that inky note that you get up top with Silver Mountain Water. A lot of people can't get past by. So if you don't like that inky note, you want definitely a Silver Mountain Water that's really fruity, mouth-watering citrus. Guys, definitely check this one out. A beautiful fruity composition, a little bit floral, great for spring, great for summer. You can actually wear this all year round. I would refrain from wearing this in a really cold, brisk weather if you live in New England like I do, or areas that you have really brisk winters. This is going to be great for spring and summer. Another awesome from the house. This is called Wild Fruits from 2011. This next one here is also from 2011. It's from the White collection. It's got the white sticker. This is called Cedrat Bois. This is how much I love this fragrance. Look at how much I wore this juice. A little less than half of the bottle is gone. I absolutely love this fragrance for office wear. It just smells tremendously sensual, vibrant, really appealing. Bears similarities to a juggernaut from the niche world called Creed Aventus, if you don't know by now. when I compare side by side with Aventus, I think this has a little bit more. I think Aventus, you know, with the batch situation that we get, you know, a little fruitier, a little smokier. The good thing about this particular scent here, Ce Drap Bois, is that you're always going to get the same thing. So if you wanted a version of Aventus that's fruity, a little bit sweeter, with a little bit of a floral heart, this fragrance absolutely bonkers. It's a compliment magnet. Like I said, it smells very similar to Aventus minus the smoky accord. It doesn't have birch, it has fruity notes, it has black currant. Definitely check this one out. This is going to be leaning very, very sweet, a little bit floral, but extremely aromatic and appealing. So Ce Drap Bois from 2011 is a great one. If you like Aventus, but you wanted something sweeter, check this one out. Now this next one here was released in 2013. It's from the Gold Voluptuous collection. Of course, this is Kumquat Wood. Now this particular fragrance is a woody spicy that's the gentleman elixir. What I love about this fragrance is that it smells very similar, I'd say 95% similar to a great fragrance that's one of my favorites, Hormone Man from Hormone Jane. For a fraction of the cost, because you guys know you can find this at the gray market stores, Kumquat Wood would do 95% of the job that you would get with Hormone Jane, Hormone Man. Very unique, woody, spicy scent that's creamy. Like I said, very elegant, very sophisticated, very becoming. You wear this fragrance, you mean business. Guys, check this one out, Kumquat Wood from 2013. This one here, guys, is a perfect Valentine's Day scent. If you want something sensual, under the sheets, really warm and seductive for Valentine's Day, which is coming in a few months from now, this one always makes my top 5 favorite Valentine scents. Of course, this is roses and chocolate. I mean, you can't go wrong, roses and chocolate. And what I like about this fragrance is that they really captured the essence of roses and chocolate. It's like if you smashed some rose petals and you melted, you know, some milk chocolate with a little bit of dark chocolate liqueur and you fused it, that's what you get with the scent. It starts off very, very sweet, but it's not overbearing. It's that sweet that's really tamed. The roses here are very prominent. This is smooth, it's very captivating. Like I said, this is a sensual elixir for Valentine's Day. If you're looking for a perfect scent to wear this upcoming Valentine's Day, or if you're just plain looking for something romantic to wear in the cold days, guys, check Roses and Chocolate. This is a great scent. Women love this fragrance. Guys, trust me, you'll get noticed, and you're gonna get positive notices at that. Roses and Chocolate from 2013. This is the pink collection. Now, this next one here is from a collection that apparently has not moved forward from Mancera, called the Brown Collection. There's only 2 fragrances in this particular collection. One is called the Oud, which I don't own. And of course, this one here, I'm a huge fan of coffee. This is called Oud Cafe. Now, I worn about, let's say, a quarter of this bottle. I absolutely love this fragrance in the winter time. It just works perfectly with my body chemistry. This is a sweet amber coffee combination. Oh my God, it's just to die for. If you like coffee, if you like sweet ambery fragrances, you must check this one out. It's gourmandish, it's very appealing, it's sweet, but again, not overly sweet, but you can't go trigger happy with this one. This stuff here is really strong. You're talking about 2 to 3 sprays max if you're gonna be outdoors, walking around, and it's cold. If you're gonna be indoors, do about 2 sprays and it's more than enough. Trust me, guys, this stuff here radiates like crazy, but it smells like $1,000,000. This is a particular fragrance that it's going to turn heads, and people will absolutely love the way you smell, especially if people love coffee. If you're around an office situation or a setting that you know that people tend to like coffee, they're gonna love this fragrance because it's mouth-watering coffee. Think of a beautiful espresso coffee, you know, that beautiful strong coffee aroma combined by sweet amber. That's what you get with this fragrance, guys. Check this out, Oud Cafe from 2013, the Brown Collection. Now this one here, along with Kumquat Wood, I think are definitely the ones that are most masculine in this collection. This particular one is called Windwood, and this is a woody cedar that's green, peppery kind of a fragrance. If you like pepper fragrances that have this woodiness dry down to them, very creamy with sandalwood, cedar, and green notes, and definitely has a very prominent pepper note up top, but it's very captivating, very alluring. When I smell this fragrance, when I put this on, it gives me a timeless feel to this fragrance. You know, I think of Chanel. If Chanel were to release a different version of the Allure line with something that had a little bit more of a spunk, a little bit more of a power, of an oomph, I think of Windwood. Guys, check this one out. This is from 2014, Windwood from Mancera. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this next one here from 2015 from the Dark Desire collection, which I think there's only 3 fragrances in that particular line. This is definitely my favorite from the Dark Desire collection. This is called Oud Vanille. I'm not really a huge fan of oud fragrances, but if you're looking for a gateway or segue into oud fragrances in the niche world, the niche side of things, I would most certainly suggest that you try this particular fragrance. Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely bonkers. This stuff here is the elixir of gods. I absolutely love oud vanille. This is magical. It's a magical juice. If you don't want a medicinal or animalic oud, and in fact, if you want a really smooth, creamy, seductive oud, guys, oud vanille is the way to go. Trust me, this stuff here is magical. And I don't hear anything about this fragrance. Guys, if I had to put together a top 10 Bass oud fragrances to wear, this would definitely make the list. So, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. Try oud vanille, you're not gonna regret. Speaking of wearable ouds, if you wanna get into ouds but you want something very unique, guys, I would definitely suggest this next one here from the Blue Collection. This is called Oud Blue Notes. Now, this one has some blue accords and undertones to the fragrance. You can definitely sense that, which is almost aquatic, but not quite. What this is, it's a really cool combination of creamy sandalwood with orris root, suede leather, and fruity notes with, obviously, the oud. But it's a very unique fragrance. I wore a lot of this juice. I love this fragrance in the wintertime, in early spring. This stuff here is just amazing. My wife wears this one as well, so it's kind of like the same level as the Roses Vanille. Again, this whole house of Mancera is very underrated, and this fragrance here is definitely one that you want to check out. If you want a very unique oud, different than anything that's out there, but it's also very wearable and very pleasant, definitely check this one from 2015, Oud Blue Notes. So after hearing so much about this fragrance, about a year and a half ago, I went to the Beverly Hills Boutique in Beverly Hills, LA, and I met my good friend Alan Burgess. I went to his shop, we talked fragrance, and I, went through the whole shop, got some vintage fragrances, which, he was great to hook me up with some really cool vintage stuff, which you guys know I love. But nevertheless, he actually showed me some of the newest releases, and this particular fragrance was an exclusive to Paris, France, and had just arrived here in the US. It was early 2017. And I absolutely went gaga over this fragrance. As soon as I smelled it, it was love at first sniff. This one here, obviously, Oud Lemon Mint. And the funny thing about this fragrance is no mint at all in this fragrance. There's absolutely no mint in this fragrance. This is actually a green, jasmine, almondy, coriander, spicy fragrance, very aromatic, with that very smooth vetiver that you get in the dry down with some creamy sandalwood. It's a great combination. It's blended amazingly. It's one of those scents that's really gonna capture people's attention. It's different, extremely unique, and very exotic. The lemon here is amazing. The initial blast is going to be very invigorating and captivating. Then it's going to develop into this really mysterious, spicy, aromatic, woody kind of a fragrance. Guys, check this one out from 2016. Oud Lemon Mint. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting into the back end of my collection. Right now, we're going to talk about this release from 2017. This is called Mancera's Black Gold. Now, Black Gold, to me, it smells like it has components of the timeless old school leather masculine fragrances, but it combines some floral, spicy, modern aspects of modern day perfumery. So it's like a modernized version of a timeless leather fragrance. That's how I would, describe Black Gold. It's really nice. But this is a very powerful fragrance, extremely beastly, and it's one that you can easily overspray, guys. With this one, 1 to 2 sprays is more than enough. This stuff here is absolutely beast. It's a separate entity, put it this way. It's one that's going to really radiate off your skin. People are going to smell you for sure. But if you like rough and tumble leather, but if you wanted something a little bit smooth, a little bit more modern than some of the old school leather fragrances, but you still like the lavender, the jasmine, some of those old school aspects of leather fragrances, definitely check this one out. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. This last one here had so much buzz around it back in 2017, I just had to get a bottle. You guys know how much I love tobacco fragrances. This is from their Confidential collection. This is called Red Tobacco. This fragrance is absolutely bonkers. If you love tobacco scents, this is a must. Cherry pipe tobacco, very invigorating. It has a note of vetiver at the dry down that's really, captivating. It's very smooth, but at the same time, when you first spray this fragrance, it can be a little bit cloying. This is another one that's beast mode. This is a separate entity. If you go crazy, you're going to choke yourself and those around you. This lasts more, 1 or 2 sprays. Going out, if it's cold out, if you're gonna be indoors, 1 spray is more than enough. This stuff is really going to radiate off your skin. People are going to smell you. The sillage here is amazing. We're talking about 12 plus hours. What I most get out of this fragrance is a sweet, dry tobacco with patchouli and lots of cinnamon. So if you like these notes, if you like fragrances like Herod from Parfums de Marly, this is like a different facet of a tobacco scent, but within that same genre. So if this sounds something you would like, definitely check it out because I think you're gonna love it. If you like tobacco like I do, this is a must. All right, let's jump right into the good, bad, ugly, underrated, and overrated. So to give you guys my good, that's very easy and simple. From this line, there's just one fragrance that I actually have 2 bottles of, and that is Cedrat Boise or Cedrat Boise. I have 2 bottles because I love it so much. It's easy to wear, it's very compliment inducing for me, and who doesn't like to get complimented or noticed when you're wearing something you love? It's just a bonus. And that particular fragrance, from all the fragrances I have in Mancera, and from pretty much all the 1,000+ fragrances I own, it's one of the ones that really never ceases to give me positive attention. So I do love it a lot, and I think it's easy to wear. Love the price point. You can find the stuff discounted. So for all of that, you know, compiled, for all those different propositions, price per mil, performance, the scent itself, the compliment factor, I cannot dismiss this great fragrance. So the good goes to Cedrat Boise or Cedrat Bois. All right, so the bad will go to a fragrance. Well, before I get into that, I want to just let you guys know there's not a fragrance that I own from the 12 I currently own that I don't like. I like all 12 of them, but this particular one, as you guys know, scent is tied in with memory. And because I have a memory that's not really good, not really great associated with this fragrance, I was traveling to New York City with my wife. We're driving, and before we left the house, I didn't know what to pick, but I wanted to try this fragrance because I was reviewing it. So I've been wearing it for a couple of days, but I kind of overdid it that day. I put a little too much. I put, I think, 5 or 6 sprays. We were going to be in the car, which is, you know, a small confinement. Needless to say, my wife got sick, and she almost, you know, she got nauseous. She felt like she was going to throw up. Anyway, so I'm talking about Black Gold. Because of that instance alone, I don't have a very good memory connotation with that particular fragrance. So because of that, it will get the bad from my collection. But it is a great leather scent. Like I said, it has old school components with modern day perfumery. It is a beautiful, timeless scent. Guys, check it out. I do enjoy the scent. I just don't wear it as much, again, because my wife got sick. So right now, she really doesn't like the scent. And because of that, I'm not really rocking it as much from all 12, you know, offerings I own. So for that, it's going to get the bad. All right, so the next one here is definitely the ugly. Now, the ugly from my collection, from the 12 I currently own, there's nothing here that I would say is an ugly. I did own about 15 Manceras, and I got rid of 3 of them, you know, holding 12 of these fragrances that I truly love from the house of Mancera that I presented to you in this video. But one particular comes to mind, and I only say it's ugly because I'm not really a floral guy. If it's going to be a really pungent floral, oriental kind of a scent, it's going to be really hard for me to wear. And that particular fragrance was a little bit ugly on my skin for my taste. And I'm talking about So Blue. Now, I know there's somebody out there watching this video that absolutely loves So Blue. Now, that's great. I wish that fragrance had worked for me. On my skin, it was just very sweet, pungent, floral, aldehydic, oriental. It just didn't work on my skin, and for that matter, I had to get rid of it. So guys, the ugly goes to So Blue. Now, the most underrated from this house is a fragrance that I absolutely hear nothing about within the fragrance community. Guys, if you have a chance to check this out, this juice, like I said before, it's absolutely magical. When the weather gets really cold and brisk here where I live, from December all the way to February, this is a fragrance that I truly enjoy wearing. A lot of it. I rock the hell out of this fragrance. Of course, I'm talking about Oud Vanille. Guys, I think it's from the Desire, the Dark Desire collection from Mancera. It's an absolutely stunning juice. You're gonna get great positive attention. If you like Oriental vanilla, that's creamy, seductive, appealing, mouth-watering good, guys, check out Oud Vanille. You're going to be very, very happy with it. Trust me. I don't hear much about it. I think it's kind of hard to find too, but you know, try to get it if you can. If you don't have to pay retail, perhaps pick it up discounted. You're gonna love it. Now, the most overrated fragrance from this house, it's also the good. Of course, I'm talking about Cedrat Boise, Cedrat Boise. I told you guys I had 2 bottles. This particular one, I keep one in the house, one in the office because I love it so much. And I think I've worn almost equally the same. I think the one that stays here in the house has a little bit more. The one that goes to the office has a little bit less. But needless to say, it's a great fragrance. If you love Aventus, if you like Aventus kind of fragrances, this is not a clone per se. It goes into a different direction. I think it's a little bit more floral and sweet, very fruity, and it doesn't have the smoky core like I talked about. And for a fraction of the cost, guys, you can find this stuff discounted. So if you want an alternative to smell good like Aventus, you know, but you don't like the smoky core, you don't want to have problems with batch variations, and of course the exorbitant prices that Aventus are fetching these days, I think this is a great alternative, guys, and I would urge you to try it if you haven't. But needless to say, this one is also the most overrated from the house. It was the one that was mostly talked about when it was first introduced, and you know, a couple years ago, it was really hard to find. Stores that carried it would constantly run out of stock. But now, not so much. You can actually find this stuff discounted, like I said. So, but this is also the overrated, guys. Cedrat Boise, Cedrat Boise, guys. I'm sorry, I don't speak French, so if I'm butchering the name, Comment down below, let me know how you pronounce this, but this is the most overrated as well. So there you have it, guys. Those are my thoughts on my collection, the good, bad, the ugly, the underrated, and overrated from the house of Mancera. Now, my final thoughts on this particular brand, I do love Mancera, and I think it's a great segue into the niche world. If you're looking into trying, niche fragrances, but you don't want to break the bank, you don't want to pay $200, $300, $400 for a bottle, you can easily find this stuff at discounted websites, including the maxforti.com, of course. But needless to say, it's a great segue into the niche world. They smell great, they're very well blended, they're unique, they're exotic, they last a long time, you're gonna get positive notices. So all in all, it's a great proposition in the house of Mancera, one that I would really highly recommend to anyone that's really getting their feet wet and starting into the niche world. So guys, definitely let me know in the comment section below, what are your favorites from the house of Mancera? What did I miss? What certain fragrances that I didn't talk about that I should definitely check out? I know there's a couple of them that are on my radar to pick up because I've heard many great things about them. One is Choco Violette, and I think the other one is called Sicily. So those two particular fragrances are on my radar to pick up, but needless to say, I want you guys to comment below, let me know which ones from this house I should check out that I haven't talked about. Love to read your comments and start a little Mancera conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping by. I truly appreciate the support. In the meantime, you know it, stay fragrant, keep on spraying, but remember, it's not just what you spray, but it's also how you play. I'll see you in the next one.